My next one was Max. I did say she'll live, and obviously we were right. I loved her haircut. I thought it was beautiful. Really made her even more mature, and yeah, it was just I just felt there was no point killing her off. She came through all what she came through to just then end her. It made no sense to me. So I thought it was pretty obvious she'll live, and she did, and she can walk again, and she's clearly happy with Lucas. Lucas, I did say he'll make it. Again, I don't think there was really any other way they could go with him. I feel like his ending was to be with Max. He was there for Max. He protected Max. He brought Max back. So I felt like it would be a bit unfair for them to kill him. So yeah. It wouldn't have bothered me too much if he didn't. Um, I did actually really like him when with the whole Elle sacrificing herself. I thought he actually intrigued me then. I actually found him not as boring. And then there was a time up in the abyss with Nancy. I like that side of things too. But yeah, he lived. Next up is Will. He was 50-50. And if you'd asked me this back in season 1, 2, and 3, maybe even 4, I'm not sure, I probably would have said, nah, if he dies, he dies. But, that would mean that they all came through all of that, and Joyce went through all of that and has to go through it all again. So I did think he would make it out alive, but I always had that 50-50 over him. And season 5, I am glad he actually survived. Joyce, I did think maybe she'd make a sacrifice for one of her kids, but she didn't have to. So I'm glad she got a happy ending with both of her boys, and obviously engaged out to Hopper. And I love the fact that she just cut Vecna's head right off. That was her badass moment. You fucked with the wrong fucking family. Yes, sirree. Robin obviously made it. I did think she'd make it. She did. I have to say, I liked her in the final moments of the episode. She got emotional about that. She misses Hawkins because of her friends and stuff like that. I didn't like the fact that we didn't see, is she still with Vicky? Where did Vicky go in it all? We didn't really get to see what's happening there. And then obviously the next one was Hopper. I said he'll live. And I'm just gutted for him that obviously he lost Elle. And but he has a happy end, and he's been helping Joyce with her two boys, Will and Jonathan. They're going to move elsewhere now, so they can buy a better property rather than living in a cabin, and they're engaged. Next up was Jonathan. I did say he'll live. A part of me was like, if he goes, he goes. It won't bother me. But yeah, there's not a lot I can really say. Yeah, he lived. He was in the final scenes of us getting to see that he's in New York and he's trying to create a movie, and okay. Nancy was the next one. Again, I had kind of put Nancy at 50-50, and there was a point where I thought, oh my god, she's going to get eaten by the mind flare. Holy Jesus. But she didn't. She survived. Like, if you look at Nancy's character, she's went from strength to strength. Like, she's really grown into a strong ass independent woman, which I'm really glad that she did survive, because that just would have been a crap ending for somebody who's just grew and grew and grew every season. Next up was Dustin. I'm so glad he lived. Again, he's another character who's just grew and grew. I love his character. I love the way at the end he basically fulfilled Ellie's dream of sticking it to the principal. I just loved his speech. I thought it was a really good way to kind of finish off his character and how much he'd grown from this little nerdy geek to this strong, independent man. Next up was Mrs. Wheeler. I knew she'd live, because if they were going to kill her off, they would have done it in season 5, volume 1. So again, at the end, I loved the fact that she hugged Mike. She said, "I love you," and you could see her battle scars. And then I just thought it really, it would have been silly just to kill her off. The same with Mr. Wheeler. Again, if they were going to kill him off, they would have killed him off in season 5, volume 1. So it would have been pointless doing it. There was no real way to bump him off kind of in the final battle. There was just no way. So not really much more I could say on Mr. Wheeler. I think he's not really a character I've loved throughout the whole season. I think the time he confronted the Demogorgon with the golf club was about the height of it, really. So, yeah. The next one is Derek. I did think he would live. He did live. Dipshit, delightful Derek lived. I'm so glad. I do think, I love the fact that him and Holly and all have become like friends and are now like down in the dungeon playing, you know, the same game that Mike and all did. I really think that friendship and watch him grow from dipshit Derek to the life of Derek was very, very good. And his one-liner to Vecna was brilliant. Absolutely love it. Holly, I said, would live. Again, if they were going to kill her off, I think it would have happened already. So to me, it was just pointless to kill her or even any of the other kids off, because that would be like, even if the good guys did win Vecna and the Mind Flayer, that still would have been like a defeat if all 12 kids had died.